What's happening, man? You're watching DunkTV.com, man. Special shout out to the Slam Dunk world, man. We're introducing this Slam Dunk Radio. We're doing different palettes and you know, just try to work out the kinks before we bring you the real show and everything. My name is Timothy Stanfield.
And I'm Mike Graham.
And we just found out he's the Mike Enforcer Graham. You know what I'm saying? Mike Enforcer Graham, man. I don't know if y'all know it or not, but we just found out, well, it was on the internet that the Nike Dunk shoe was basically inspired by Michael Graham. So Michael, I want to, maybe you can enlighten them on what's going on with that, because that's major. The Nike Dunk shoe is the hottest shoe out right now. So for that shoe to be inspired by you is very important for actually, you know, you as a person and actually for the Nike Dunk world.
Well,
how did you feel? I mean, how did it all come about?
Well, I just happened to, you know, surf the internet, happened to see a shoe called the Enforcer in Georgetown colors, blue and gray. And, you know, I sort of put two and two together, and I figured, well, I was called the Enforcer. So we had this shoe out there called the Enforcer, and I'm trying to figure out, well, dog, I was the Enforcer on the team, so did anybody ever come to me, you know, or, you know, saying, well, Mike, how about a shoe? What do you think about a shoe?
Right.
So, you know, I mean, it's all good. It's probably owned by Georgetown anyway, so maybe that's why it's out. I don't know.
Right. And you know, dealing with the Nike Dunk, you know, shoe is like huge. The different variations of the shoe, the color, and the difference of the shoe, man, is just really magnificent. But then also Nike came out with the Hyper Dunk Plus, man. No, listen. Listen. I've been at this a long time, right? And we've been doing dunking camps and showing kids how to jump and dunk the basketball. Dunking camps, all right? So actually right now as we speak, we're redoing some things that's gonna be real hot. We're dealing with the dunking camp aspect of it, right? But we participated with Nike, with the US basketball and Nike World Festival that came to Washington, DC. We talked to the innovators of this product, and also it's on DunkTV.com that showing you the product, how the shoe actually it takes measurements of your jumping. Okay, so basically when you jump your vertical. When you jump, it actually takes stats of how high you jump.
Right.
I'm telling you, that's phenomenal for me, because me teaching these kids how to jump and dunk the basketball, dealing with the dunking camps, that this shoe actually computes and generates how high this kid is jumping. So say for instance, we have this kid jumping when he comes to our program. He jumps and we got him jumping and say, okay, how high can you jump when he first comes to our program? And then we put him through our program, Slam Dunk Mentoring Program, or the dunking camp, or the dunking school, Slam Dunk school, or whatever, right? And then we wait, what, 6 months to a year, and then we
check his progress
and see how high he jumps. It could be accurate, and also it can be a documentation of what he's done. And apparently with the shoe, you can actually also have, you can compete on the internet. That's huge with the other people from around the world.
Right.
So dealing with the Nike Hyper Dunks Plus shoe, it's a shoe that's way before its time.
I agree, you know, but I still believe that, you know, I love the shoe, don't get me wrong. Right. I think it's a great shoe. I think it's very helpful as far as the ability for someone to increase their leaping ability.
Right.
But it still goes, you know, it still boils down to the hard work. You know, all the hours you're going to put in working on your body, on your legs.
Right.
You know, jumping the rope.
Right.
You know, running up and down hills. You know, getting your coordination together. So all that plays a part in it too, to improve your, you know, your leaping ability. So that's very important.
Right.
Now the price of the shoe, I'm sort of like, You know, because I mean, God, you're talking about over $200.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, you know, well, I figure if a tennis shoe costs over $200, then it ought to have
do what it's supposed to do.
Exactly.
Do what it's supposed to do. That's good. You know, so dealing with the dunking camps and everything, you know, that's where the heart works. That's where that come into play because, you know, we show you how to jump properly. And, you know, it's a technique to jumping, but then also it's a technique for dunking. Make no mistake about it. You just can't jump up and be a jumper without being a dunker, or being a dunker without being a jumper. It works hand in hand. You know what I'm saying, Mike? And so, you know, I had to learn. You know, I worked on my legs for about a year. I remember, you know, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the Boys and Girls Club, and I taught myself. And, you know, I taught myself how to actually dunk the basketball. So being intimidated by the guys that bullied me so much, it actually was a blessing because, you know, I did something about it. So that's why I want to, you know, talk to the kids. You know, if somebody bullying you these days, you know, you got to make sure that, you know, you generate that positive energy towards something that's going to help you instead of take away from you.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So the key thing is that, you know, so that drive me to want to go to the Boys and Girls Club, lift weights with my legs, and wanting to learn how to jump and dunk the basketball. So what's so interesting and beautiful about it, I achieved my goal. And
okay. Let me ask you this. You achieved the goal. So once you started dunking and everything, I guess the whole relationship between the people that were bullying you and you, it was a lot of mutual respect then, because they see you as a dunker and they're like, wow, you're doing something that they can't do. Right. You know, so that's sort of like, it sort of like threw them off, so they need to find somebody else that they can bully now.
Right. Yeah, but it's so interesting. They don't even know what they did. Right. A lot of the bullies don't know what they did. Right. You know what I'm saying? They just, you know, they feel like they can bully you, and it's, man, I used to run home every day.
Well, I had the same problem too when I was coming up. I mean,
but I shot up for 1 year.
Yeah, exactly.
When I started lifting weights, my brother, he's Cock Diesel, right? And Anthony, you know, Stanford, and we set in one winter, one fall, and going into the spring. In between that 4-month period of time, I shot up, man. I right? And so that gave me inspiration too. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in there lifting weights and everything, right? And I'm telling you, if you want to achieve something, you're gonna have to do it in the midst of where I ate, slept, drink. I used to do 1,000 calf raises every night. If I even would party, go out 2 o'clock in the morning, I would come in, do my 1,000 calf raises, and pass out on that bed. You understand? But what I'm saying to you, and it takes time. So your muscles. And I was wondering what you call the twitch, right? Right. So my muscles wasn't used to the weightlifting. So when I didn't know what's going on, Mike, it was crazy. The muscles. So I had no muscles. So when I started lifting the weights, then next thing you know, my muscles start jumping, right? I'm like,
those were the muscles that you haven't used,
right?
And you started to develop them,
right?
You started to develop, then you find a little twitch now,
right? Man, start going, what? You know what I'm saying? And it used to jump, right? And I'm like, what the? And I was like, I didn't know what it was, not knowing it was the twitch, man. And it was, my muscles was growing in places that wasn't developed. You know what I'm saying? So I was developing the muscles, and it was amazing. So I started jumping with touching the net. Then I started jumping, touching the rim, and then I started dunking with a volleyball, a tennis ball, and then a volleyball. And then so when I was able to grip, you know, do a basketball, I already knew my dunks because I practiced it with the tennis ball.
Exactly. Right.
You know what I mean? So I had my coordination down. I had everything. I just needed, you know, to grow up a little higher, you know, with the basketball. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what's so motivating to me, and it was so powerful, man, because, you know, my first dunk, I don't know about you, my first dunk, man, hey, Mike, I never forget my first dunk was in Alabama, or Lynette, Alabama, when I was down in, staying with my grandma, you know, and she moved because, you know, I was in gangs and all that stuff, so that actually saved my life. So, but, you know, we're going on this thing with her, man, it was interesting, man, you know, and my first dunk was down there, and I'll never forget that. Matter of fact, I went back to Lynette and I think I took some pictures and everything, you know, to the school where I had my first dunk, man.
Right.
And it was a really spiritual thing for me, man. So where was your first dunk?
Wow. You know,
Can you
Tim,
remember?
I can't even remember. You know, I can figure out probably like maybe in the 9th grade. I'm quite sure it was in the 9th grade because that's when I started actually playing. I played 9th grade. Then, you know, to keep myself busy after school, you know, I would go to the Boys and Girls Club and then play. And, you know, I had a guy by the name of Jewel, a police officer. He used to work me out. He saw the potential and he worked me out. You know, he was sort of that father figure that I didn't have.
Right.
You know, and so, you know, that sort of like kept things in perspective, you know, at home, you know, with my mom and everything. So, you know, I really appreciate him. You know, I haven't heard from him in years. Don't know what's going on with him. I wish I could
Give a shout out.
locate him. Shout out to Jewel. This is Mike Graham. Hope to hear from you soon, buddy. He was a very important person in my life.
Right.
You know, very important person, being though my mom was a single parent. So,
Right.
you know, it helped out a lot. Like I said, I don't remember when that dunk was, you know, 9th grade, 10th grade, but you know, I mean, I've done so many, you know, and I didn't intentionally, you know, I worked on that, all parts of my body, and especially my legs, but it wasn't really for basketball. It was for running, you know, because I was thinking about doing a lot of track, you know, so that's where, you know, the strength of my legs came in, and before you know it. And not only that, I went through the T's and T's. You know, I was 6'9", before I could dunk, you know, and then I couldn't dunk, and then you hear all the smaller guys, you know, they want to talk about you. Oh, you a big cluck, or you know, you a big lame, or
right.
You know, so that sort of like bothered me. So, you know, the hard work and everything. And once I got to dunking, you know, all that changed. It was a lot of respect. It was, you know, I went from being the last pick to somebody's team to the first pick.
Hey, Doggy, how'd that feel, man?
Everything changes.
Ain't that crazy?
That feels great.
When you get on the court, man, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, yo, I want Tim, yo, I want Mike, yo, that, man. So,
and it's still that way now.
Yeah.
I'm at 50. You know, they got a lead now, and I get about 50 calls a day. Oh, hey, you on my team. Oh, we play Saturday. I can even get the text. Listen, guys, I'm not playing no more ball. It's done. It's over with. You know, I have a job. I got a family to support. I'll come watch it. I'll play for, you know, I'll play a pickup game half court. But as far as me going out competing, you know, it'll never be the same. I mean, it's in me, but the body says no.
Right.
And when the body says no, you got to do what the body says, you know, because I don't want to go out there and embarrass myself. I can truly say that I never got dunked on in my life. Never. And it's not going to happen now. Not going to happen now.
You know what? Oh, that brings back a special moment. I tried to dunk on him when we first met. You remember, that's how we first met. You remember that one? When we first in the league and everything gave us a standing ovation. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know, because when I did, you hit my arm, I hit the back of the rim, and it bounced out, right? And then you said, stay out of my house, right? I said, and right, he said, stay out of my house. I said, no, this is my house now, right? They gave us a standing ovation, man. And from then on, man, this guy was just like this, inseparable, man. And he ended up being my roommate, because that's why I went to UDC. You ended up being my roommate at UDC. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Isn't that amazing?
That's something, man. You know, and I remember, matter of fact, my first year playing in the Kennel League, it was with Patrick. I guess they wanted to, you know, put the guys together who they thought was going to play. Me, Patrick, and Reggie. Right. I don't know who the guys were, but it seemed like that it was a big advantage because whatever Pat didn't catch coming off the rim, I would catch. Right. You know, and it was like, man, we would, I mean, people would just come in there, pack the arena just to see who's going to get the most dunks. Right. So, I mean, that was really fun, man.
That was crazy,
yeah.
Wow, man. You know, now, you know, when I go over there, you know, it's so real for me, man, because, you know, it was one phone call away, you know, because dealing with Ronnie Highsmith, John got Ronnie Highsmith out of the Army. Yep. We used to play in Fort Lee, and we was killing them. Me and Wright was just killing them, right? So he got him out, and then the following year, you know, so I was playing around. I wanted to, you know, play ball, you know, and so. You know, so I called up Georgetown. Coach Etchewitz answered the phone, man, and I never forget it was on a Tuesday because that Monday I was going to enlist in the Air Force.
Okay.
And so he said, you know, I told him what was going on. I know Ronnie. He said, okay, and then he said, well, the Kennedy League starting Saturday, so I'll put you on this team.
Okay.
And so I didn't know how I was going to get there.
Right.
I didn't know, I mean, it was crazy. So the team Wild Eyes Rose. My team,
that was the name of the team?
Wild Eyes Rose.
Are you serious?
Yeah, big shout out to Wild Eyes Rose, Petersburg, man. Yo, man, it was crazy. So we had a team. So you know, big shout out to Ricky and all those guys, man. They came, man. We took a trip, man. They brought me up here, man. And that first game, I had like 35. I had like 7 dunks, man. They was like, yo, you want to? They didn't know who I was. They was like, you want to play? I said, yeah, I want to play, man. So. It was history from there, man. You know what I'm saying? It only takes one shot.
That's
man.
it, man.
And you got to be prepared.
That's it.
Because when he say, okay, well, we playing on Saturday. If I wasn't prepared, man, me going up there would have been just wasting my time.
Exactly.
I was so hungry.
Exactly.
Hey, Mike.
And that's what does it, man. And you're right. You gotta prepare yourself. I mean, it's just like life. Preparing yourself for life. You know, you have the physical aspect of it. But it's also it's like 80% mental.
Right.
You know, you gotta have your mind together, and you know. And when I was up at Georgetown or anywhere I played, you know, I spent like 3 years playing for Phil Jackson before he went to Chicago Bulls. I spent 2 years playing for Cassie Russell, and Lord knows I played anywhere between 5 and 7 years for Henry Bibby.
Wow.
They all were NBA players. They're all the Hall of Famers.
Right.
And I took something from each of them.
Right.
And learned about life, you know.
Right.
So I added that on from what I learned from Coach Thompson. So, you know, I mean, things didn't, as far as people are concerned, things didn't work out at Georgetown.
Right.
But as far as I'm concerned, they did. You know, because, I mean, if it was meant to be, it would have happened.
Right, exactly.
You know, and that's how I look at it. You know, I mean, like I say, my concern was, you know, getting in there, you know, I didn't really know the sense of urgency, you know, of me coming in there, making the impact that I did, you know, until afterwards, you know, until I started being shielded by the press and, you know, not talking, you know. So I took it upon myself. I already knew if once I was going to play the second year, and if we were to went back to the finals, I was going to leave school anyway. You know, I was going to leave school, and I think they knew that too. You know, and you know, I mean, I did the summer school thing and all that, and you know, I was eligible by NCAA rules, but not by Coach Thompson. You know, and that in a sense I thanked him for it because you know I would say I was exploited. You know, I mean, I always felt like that he cares about you as a person first. Right. You know, and we still have a good relationship. Right. And I'm very fond of him. Matter of fact, you know, he's like a father to me. You know, and right now he continues to do a lot for me, and I appreciate that. But you know, I mean, this basketball thing, man, is if a kid got their mind set on something and basketball is their dream, the only thing I can say is make sure that you got the book knowledge and you in school to do whatever you have to do to keep yourself academically eligible to live out your dream, and then you can tell them adios. Right. Yeah.
Yep. And that's the key. That's the key, and which is good. But this dunk thing.
Deep. It's hot. It's hot, man. It's hot.
This dunk thing, Mike, man. This dunk thing, man. Give me your view, man. This dunk thing. But give me your views, little views on this dunk thing, man. Then with this basketball, and do you think basketball survived without the dunk, man?
No, that's why they brought it back. That's what they had to bring it back. I mean, they had it. You know, they took the dunk away once Lou Alcindor got into college, UCLA. Right. There's no more dunking. You know why? That's why fans come to the game. You know, they want to see a good player. They want to see a star player. You know, they want to see good players. They want to see dunks. You know, they want to see spectacular plays, shots. You know, but the dunk, I mean, that takes the place of everything. You know, that's the important element of the game.
Period.
The dunk.
It is the dunk,
It's the
right?
dunk.
Man, I'm excited because, I know for a fact that, we, as dunkers, we are,
You stop.
nah, it's trying to do something, but, we are, the dunk thing is crazy because, dealing with the slam dunk, we feel that, like I said, the dunk statistic and everything, man, we feel that it should be a statistic in basketball and so on. And so,
Actually, in a sense, it is, but it's not like it should be.
Right.
I think it's still. I think it's really still a little bit behind. A little bit behind. I mean, as the show go on, as we get stuff straight on the show, we hope to have certain people on here to talk about the dunk, such as Daryl Dawkins, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Patrick Ewing. We're gonna get these people to
Michael
tell
Jordan,
about
any dunker,
any
dunker,
dunker.
Vince Carter.
We're gonna have them on this show.
Yeah.
So
Slam Dunk
we
Radio.
hope that you all tune in. We can't wait.
Yes,
to
sir.
say we've been doing pilots. We've been doing a lot of testing, and we're still testing.
Right.
And this is gonna be the show. It's gonna be the show. Trust me.
Especially if you're an up-and-coming dunker, the motto is let your dunk be heard. You're up-and-coming dunker, man. Call in, let us know who you are, give a shout out, so let people know who you are, how they can follow you. And send us all your information, tweeting and chatting back and forth, man. You're gonna be able to call in and chat and do a lot of stuff, man. So our goal is to explore what you're doing for us the slam dunk. All those dunkers out here. Now you have a voice. Before you didn't have a voice. You have a voice now. Video wise, which is Dunk TV, and Slam Dunk wise, audio, radio wise, which is Slam Dunk Radio. Let your dunks be heard. And so, this pilots, that we're doing right now, just testing out everything and seeing how everything is. But this thing is so hot, ain't no telling me. We might be doing live broadcasts in different places around the world, actually. So it's just the beginning of everything, and there's no other show like what we do.
And also, Tim, touch on the other stuff that we have, like the Slam Dunk Awards. Let everybody know what's going on with us. That's very important.
Yeah, well, the Slam Dunk Awards, of course, is the piece to slam, to award dunkers. We're the only ones to award dunkers, and and I'm very excited about that. And you got the High School Dunker of the Year. We put together Slam Dunk Awards has been somewhat of a closed entity, but now we're opening it up for the broad spectrum, meaning that we're getting sponsors, and a lot of stuff is going to be happening live. And if you feel that you are voting for, or you like a particular dunker, you go to Slam Dunk Awards and you vote for that particular dunk. You got high school dunker, you got the college dunker, and of course you got the street ball dunker, playground dunker, international dunker. We got a corporate dunker, and also our motto is what type of dunker are you? You got the pre-dunker, junior dunker, high school dunker, playground dunker. Wanna be a dunker? Wanna be a dunker? R&B dunker, rock and roll dunker, gospel dunker. It's all fun. It's all hype, is all adrenaline. So, and then, of course, we got the Dunctionary, Slam Dunk Your Way to Literacy to help kids read. And we're going to be giving a lot of stuff away. We're going to be giving the dunking gear away, man. The dunking gear is crazy. So we're going to give the dunking gear away. We're going to give dunking balls away. We're giving the dunk stat book away. And so, hopefully, we get, certain, shoe sponsors, so we can even give those type of shoes away, whatever shoe sponsor it is. Hopefully it'll be a particular one that would make sense for us, what we're doing right now.
Right.
But it all makes sense. Hint. But when everything's signed, sealed, delivered, then we'll bring that to you also. But this has been a pilot, for as what we do.